So I want you to come up. We have already discussed the probabilities of C, the cloudy, and I have it as a true value for this. It's only one single value. Probability of rainy, because it's a parent node with respect to cloudy. Cloudy is a parent node of it. So probability of R with respect to cloud. We have two possible values, true and false. I've written over here. The probability of sprinklet with respect to the cloud, because it's a parent node. So probability of S with respect to the cloud, true and false is also given to us. And you can see the wet grass over here. Normally the grass is wet when it is raining or when a sprinklet is on. According to that, there are four possible values because we have two parent nodes. We have four possible values, and the four possible values are also given over here with respect to probability of W, that's the wet grass, with respect to the sprinklet and the rain. I have all four possible values given to us and its probabilities. Now I'm going to give you a test instance. Probability of, I want to identify the probability of the given test instance. Keeping in mind, we have already discussed about the inference with the previous example. Can you come up, think, okay, how do we solve this problem? Anyone in the class? Okay, I'll give you a hint. Probability of W, that is a wet grass. What will be the inference of mine of the wet grass?
Sprinklet and rain.
Yes. So it's going to be not sprinklet, comma rain. Okay. Along with into probability of not sprinklet into probability of R, that's the rainy, into probability of cloud. Did you get to know how we got that? Because my grass that I'm going to give over here, because that's the first initial term that I have, and I know that is actually dependent on this and the other term. So I'm going to write W, and it has two parent nodes that is involved. That's why we actually try to go ahead when we have two parent nodes. It's easy for us to interpret. Okay, so I have two parent nodes over here. So you can see the wet grass that I'm considering, the wet grass is independent of sprinklet and rain. So it's going to be taken as P of W with respect to sprinklet and rain that is given, and P of S, P of R, and P of C. You can ask me a question, ma'am, rain is again dependent on the cloudy, but here we are only considering two parent node options. In the previous also we actually try to identify the inference with the two parent node. Okay, so you have to tell me the answer for this. How do you select the probability value of W with respect to not S and R? What will be the value of it?
0.90.
0.90, yes. Probability of W, that's probability of W with respect to not S is F and R is true. So I'll be getting 0.090. So it's 90 into probability of negation of S. Probability of negation of yes. This is probability of S.
0.50.
The negation of yes is 0.5. You can see this value that I'm already going to get with respect to cloudy. So I need not write again probability of cloudy because I'm already getting this part here from this. Okay. So probability of S is going to be 0.50 into the next. What will be the
0.80.
into probability of C, which is given to us directly, is 0.5. So probability of my given test case instance is
Ma'am, is it 0.18?
I think so. I've not calculated it because that's the new testing that I am giving it to you. So it's 0.18. Has everyone got the same answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is how you solve the problem. Okay. There will be multiple problems that will be given to you like this. So I want you to solve the problem. And one more thing which I wanted to know, I wanted to let you know is, what in case if I get something like probability of a test case with not W, what will you do? If I give a new test instance like this, what will be the value for that? It's just a thinking question. When something is given to you, you will do it. When something is not given to you, is
Ma'am, is it P of not W bar S comma R?
okay. Whatever you're telling is right. I'm going to write it in the same inference model. I will write. But what will be the value for that? I only have a value with respect to P of W. Do I have a value with respect to P of not W? Is there any table that is giving me that value?
No, ma'am.
So whenever there's something which is asked you like this, think logically and answer to the question. Okay, you can directly specify that since we have not got the value for this, unable to identify with respect to the test instance. Write it. Do not, you might suddenly think out, okay, not, let me consider this not value over here. There's no way you have a not value here. Or you cannot either take one minus of something. No, you can't do that with respect to this instances. Only when it is probabilities with respect to your training or testing data set, there you can get it, one minus, but not here. Okay, so you can directly specify that it is not in the context, so we are not gonna use it. Okay. Ours is with respect to gradient ascent training of Bayesian networks. Okay, so we have seen how the Bayesian networks, how do we calculate the probabilities with respect to the inferences and its conditional dependencies. Okay, now let's start about again. Okay, when I'm training a particular model, how do I change my weights of the Bayesian network so that it comes to a correct prediction or a classification model? So for that, what we do here is we already have seen this when we were doing it, the gradient descent for naive-Bayes classifiers, we took it with respect to the likelihood. So it is delta of, that is a partial derivative of logarithm of P d bar h, which is nothing but the likelihood, divided by the weights I and j. You can say here a single entry in one table for the conditional probability table, a single entry that you have, Wij, normally a single entries that you have, right, in one of the conditional probability table. We had that table, rainy day, we had accident, we had everything, we had entries that is written. So each and every entry is basically where you'll be applying weights to that. For that is what on single entry or wherever I have those arcs from each and every node, whatever that I'm going to apply onto it is basically the weight change to those particular arcs with respect to the node. Okay, that's what I've written it over here for your understanding in red. Okay, so basically I'm telling, if I really want to update those weights, telling that, okay, what takes the higher priority? Even consider the same example that we have spoken up. I'm going to tell, see, since I'm late to work today, it doesn't mean that it's the only reason is because I woke up late. Okay, it could be the reason that I had an accident for my vehicle or there was a breakdown that happened on the road, and because of that also I could be late to office. Okay, but what is the priority when I'm giving the instances, right? If I tell, man, you've considered only this case because you woke up late, you cannot just directly tell that your complete output of it is going to be a false or true. Your efficiency, let us consider the efficiency of a person is okay, like he's reaching the marginal level or he's to the minimum level. If I consider that's my output, you can see, because since I got late, that's not the only reason for me. I can tell I'm doing my classes correctly, I'm performing myself right. Okay, so all of the other tasks are also I'm doing well, so it does not mean that my efficiency is less for that, right? And I can also tell, okay, since I'm not taking class today, it does not mean that I'm not going to take the class some other day. I'm going to take it, I'm going to finish my portions. So you cannot tell me that you have not finished within so and so timeline also, right? So I have to give or adjust weights to all of these things. So adjusting weights is also something very, very important. So how do we do that is what I'm taking the likelihood of the data that is required. Okay, upon that you can see this is what your Bayesian network is. P of yi is equal to yij, ui is equal to ui k bar d. Okay, let me just specify this something for you. I'm telling I'm gonna take yi as my node. Okay, this is my node. For the particular node, I have parents called as uik. Okay, so which means this is actually dependent on this. The value of this is dependent by this. You can see here, let me just show you what is n. I've written it over here again. So which means yi is my node, ui are my parents. The same thing I've written there also. Yi is my node, okay? Ur are my parents. So parents of yi is ui, these two. Along with that, I'm seeing each and every value of this yi. When I'm taking the probability of this, it's basically the 4 entries within the table. In the right hand side we had written, right? Okay, how are we adjusting the weights to that? Okay, so these are the 4 values or entries of yij. So this will form my weights, each and everything, true, false, because they are dependent on these two. I might tell, okay, since I'm late to wait, okay, it does not mean that I was stuck in the traffic as well, or since I woke up late, it doesn't mean that, okay. So I have two possible. I can tell true. I woke up late is true, but it is not because of the accident. Sorry, I was late to office. I'll give true conditions because I was stuck in traffic jam, but false condition for since I woke up late. It does not mean that I was late. Okay, I'll give one option telling that it is false and true. Okay, that condition I can further process. So I have to give the weights to that. So that becomes these parts. So each and every table, this is what I'm updating the weights for. How am I taking it with respect to this particular node? Okay. So let me just clear this. So I've written what yi is, what ui is, the values of it, and what are each entry values that I'm going to consider. Okay. Now what I'm doing here is I'm applying logarithmic function to this. Okay. The logarithmic function to it, it's going to be the same wij(k). Okay. Because I have ijk over here. So I'm applying the partial derivative of this logarithm of pi. Here it's the summation of, I'm taking the pi product of p h of d. PH of D is basically each and every hypothesis with respect to the given data set that I'm going to consider. Okay. So here I'm writing it here. You can see there's a function that I've written here in the red. How do I get that? It is the partial derivative of logarithm of f of x divided by d of x. That is the partial derivative of x is 1 by f of x, this value 1 by f of x into the partial derivative of f of x divided by delta x. So the similar I'm going to apply onto this. So f of x is going to be this. So I'm going to write it as logarithm of, when I apply for logarithm of this, okay, partial derivative of ln of p of d divided by this is going to be 1 divided by p h of d. This is f of x. So 1 divided by p h of d into the partial derivative of p of h of d divided by delta of wij(k). Okay, so then we start coming up with differentiating this partial derivatives. I'm applying the partial derivatives of this. Okay, the partial derivative of this is, we already know from the above, the partial derivative of this we are writing it with respect to d. Okay, yij with respect to uik. Because when I tell I'm going to take the target value of that with respect to that particular instance, because you have to visualize, we have a set of instances and the target value d. Target value is nothing but the label. For an instance, I'm associating a label to it. I'm telling efficiency or non-efficient. Okay, there's a label that is associated with that for each and every instance that we gave out. Now I'm applying onto that partial derivative onto that. So it is telling, so logarithmic of this is going to be 1 by p of d remains the same. So this is the same value. I'm applying for this. When I'm applying for this, it's going to be ph of d. When I consider, it's going to with respect to the variable that I'm going to consider along with its parent nodes and pH of this and this, the probability. Bayesian theorem, we applied it. The similar is what I'm applying over here. Probability of, when I tell W with respect to S and R, I'm going to write probability of S and R. The similar term I'm writing over here. Okay. So then the probability of D belonging to capital D, yes, the targets. Okay. This remains the same. You can see over here, I'm just writing it with respect to UK. Okay. If Yij of UK into P of J. Again, since this is there, okay, this again I'm telling maybe it is dependent, because remember the conditional independence term that we had written, we have written similar. So I'm going to again break down this with respect to Bayesian belief network. So it's going to be P of S bar R into P of R. Okay, so I'm splitting each and every term over here and I've come up to here. Then again, using that itself, I'm going to write P of Yij into Uik. It remains the same. This is again the same. This is again the same. Okay, but here what I'm doing here is when Uij, okay, this value of Uij, if it is equal to P of, this is the node and the parent node, if it is dependent on this, if I tell, okay, the weights of that is equal to this, okay, where ij is equal to ij and I is equal to I, which means all those 4 table values that I have, right? So the table values is basically Yij, and it is basically from N or P, that particular node with respect to the parent values. If I get all of those values, if it is equal, that's fine. I've got the probabilities values of it. So I'm going to just apply onto it, telling that this entire 4 values that I'm going to consider is what? Wij. You already saw in the example as well. I have wet grass. From the wet grass, I had 2, sprinklet and rainy. And from there, those were my parent nodes to this. And I had a probability that was created for all of these nodes. And I specified that is Wij. So when I already have the 4 similar nodes, if it is equal, there is no different additional change that has happened. I'm going to take those values itself rather than writing that 4 table values. I will write it directly as Wij. Okay. So this value is what I'm tending it to have, that particular table. So we had the table, right? So this entire table now I'm replacing it with W, I, J and K. Okay. So we have substituted this value of Wij with respect to all the probable values that I used to get the tabular column. So I'm replacing that with this value. So finally, what I do over here is summation of all remains the same. With this Wij, I'm going to consider that for the later use. Okay. So right now I'm just removing this part and I have all the rest other terms. Okay. I'm doing a partial derivative of this with respect to this. You can see the partial derivative of this with respect to this. So this term I will not have it, and I'll have the remaining else every other term which I've derived right now. Okay. So what I'm doing here is applying Bayes theorem on it, with respect to the given data. So it's going to be, since I'm applying Bayes theorem on this part, okay, Bayes theorem is applied on this. It's going to be P of, you can see here, P of, this term will come first. P of H bar D is equal to P of D bar H. Okay. So that term along with D and P of D with respect, again, I have U of IK. Okay. I'll be writing it the same, divided by, I'll have the same entire term coming into picture over here. So I have my Bayesian theorem applied to this part. So this entirely is my Bayesian theorem. To tell you again, P of D bar H, sorry, P of D bar, one second. P of H bar D is equal to Bayes theorem, P of D bar H, which is my likelihood, into my prior knowledge, the evidence, okay. I'm applying for this particular term. So apply Bayes theorem for the term that is being given. So when I apply the Bayes theorem, so I'll be writing the same. This term becomes the first term D, P of H of D into this term remains the same. So I have the same term coming over here into P of H of U of ij into U of ik. Okay. Now I have all of these terms that has been specified. So when I'm applying this P of H and this gets cancelled over here. So I have two terms that is getting cancelled over here. So once I have those two getting cancelled, I get all the remaining term with this particular part. Then what I'm doing here is this entire statement of whatever I have got here, I am replacing it that again with Wij. Initially, I have changed P of H of Ui and j, which is the node with respect to the parent node. If there is, I replaced it with all of its weights. Now again, I'm replacing back to its weights. Okay. So Uij is an independent term over here. So I'm right now not considering with respect to that. So I'm omitting this particular term out of it. And I'm remainingly, I'm writing all the other terms that comes into picture. And the final part of it is your Bayes weight update is basically for a particular given weight. Already there's a weight. I'm adding a new weight with the learning rate. Okay, this is the learning rate LR. So please have this entire equation in your mind. This we will be using when we are applying Bayesian belief networks lab program. Okay, the weight updates that I'm having already, suppose I tell there is a weight update called as 5. Upon that, I'm going to update my new weight. So it's going to be 5 plus the new learning rate of it with respect to the difference in the value of the weights. So I'm going to write that over here. So this will be basically my gradient ascent for the given Bayesian network. Okay, I've tried to give you a representation with the given graph and each and every step. How do we come up with the solution with respect to this and applying the gradient descent? You can let me know if you have any queries here.